Now on CoastTV News.
Rise in respiratory illnesses, what the CDC is warning us about. The heart of Thanksgiving, neighbors uniting to make sure no one goes hungry in Milford this holiday. But who says Thanksgiving is just for people? See how the Brandywine Valley SPCA is giving furry friends something to be thankful for. And a Nantucket Thanksgiving for President Biden. He's spending time with family and talking policy.
And I'm tracking some of the coldest air we've seen since last winter. I'll have details of when it arrives, how cold it will get, and your latest shopping forecast in my full forecast in a few minutes.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Health experts are on high alert this season. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with a winter warning. And while many families gather today for Thanksgiving and plan to gather for the holidays over December, the CDC is warning that certain types of respiratory illnesses are surging. NBC's Stephanie Gosk has the symptoms to watch for.
As the winter approaches, it's a sound everyone braces for. This year, the CDC says 2 serious respiratory illnesses are on the rise. Whooping cough cases are up 5-fold compared to a year ago. Walking pneumonia up 450% since the spring.
My daughter actually got sick in September.
Dr. Anita McSwain's daughter recovered from walking pneumonia, but then her mom got sick.
I took a course of 2 antibiotics actually and steroids and initially improved, but then got worse again.
And that was kind of, for you, the red flag that it was time to go to the hospital.
Right, exactly.
At Virginia's Inova Hospital, there has been a noticeable increase.
We're seeing more cases and more severe cases where folks are actually coming into the hospital, they're coming into our clinic with more wheezing, more shortness of breath.
As for whooping cough, multiple states have seen spikes, according to the CDC.
I'm just wondering why we had this whooping cough.
Patients start with normal cold-like symptoms and then often develop violent coughing, which can last for weeks and lead to hospitalization. Doctors say people should be vigilant when they develop a persistent cough.
Hand washing and staying home when you're sick are always important, but certainly this year it's something to really think about.
Familiar but still important advice to stay healthy this holiday season. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News.
We're going to take a live look outside now into Lewis and turn it to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobono, for a first check on the weather. Chris, it's really starting to feel like winter out there.
Yeah, Christina, yeah, we had some rain this morning and then turned breezy through the afternoon. And yes, the chill is in the air and it's going to be getting even colder as we push into the weekend. Highs today, these highs we hit actually early this morning. 58 Georgetown, we saw 58 in Salisbury, 61 in Ocean City. Then we had the rain come through and then things turned quite breezy. Looking in the Salisbury, it is 45 degrees. Winds are beginning to calm a bit, but we are clear throughout much of the east and the cold air is lurking back off to the north and up in the upper plains. This air coming from Canada is going to spill down and pretty much lock in through much of the east over the weekend and through next week. Heading out tomorrow for shopping, it is going to be a cold start and a brisk afternoon under partly cloudy skies. Will likely top out around 50 degrees. And then we'll talk more about the cold this weekend in my full 7-day forecast in just a few moments.
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, now let's talk about the holiday. Thanksgiving, it's all about sharing a meal and showing gratitude, but for those on duty this holiday, it's not always possible to sit down for a feast. And that's where Blessings for Badges comes in. It's a tradition of giving back to first responders who sacrifice their holiday to keep us safe. It was the 7th annual event where Thanksgiving meals are packed up. For those working the holiday, families from Sussex County lined up to help, packing plates with turkey, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, gravy, and a slice of pie. All of it topped off with hand-drawn notes from local students. Organizers say it's just a small gesture of thanks.
I ride a motorcycle and I ride with a lot of police officers and I hear their stories, and you know, we have so many people that we're just blessed to be able to give back to.
Over 400 meals were delivered to first responders in Sussex County on Thursday. The Millsboro Fire Department, Roxana Volunteer Fire Company, and the Millville Volunteer Fire Company, just a few of the stations that received food from Blessings for Badges today. And from all of us here at Coast TV, thank you to our first responders today and every day. Well, everyone deserves a good meal on Thanksgiving, even our furry friends. Staff and volunteers from the Brandywine Valley SPCA in Georgetown gathered this morning to serve pets in need at Thanksgiving feast. On your screen now, you can see those volunteers getting plates ready for the furry friends. This is the second year for the event. The animals got some turkey, pumpkin, vegetables, apples, and even a whipped cream treat. And don't worry for the cat lovers, some cats also enjoyed the feast today.
We can offer them a meal like today, which these guys will get a little bit because they're only 7 weeks old. They're not going to get a lot. It's just a fun way for us to enjoy what we've done for them and to continue to do for them, to enrich their lives and to help them assimilate into happy, healthy homes with families.
Right now, the Georgetown campus has 64 dogs and 38 cats. And once the Brandywine Valley SPCA is done with cleaning up this Thanksgiving feast, they're going to be preparing for a mega adoption event in about 2 weeks. The event will be on December 14th and 15th. Both dogs and cats will be up for adoption. The adoption fee is $35. Now to Milford, where a local church did something special today to help those in need. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken brings us to one event where volunteers made sure no one in the community went hungry this Thanksgiving.
Full plates of Thanksgiving food. That's what was being served at the House of David in Milford. Alongside the Milford Advocacy for the Homeless, the two organizations handed out free meals open to anyone in the community. Joseph Dyrison enjoyed a meal himself.
It's a good thing that somebody's doing something for the community here in Milford, Delaware. It's a good thing, because a lot of places don't do this.
David Shockley with House of David helped make the event possible.
It's a blessing, you know, as I was making a few deliveries, and on my way back, it was like I got a little emotional just thinking about being a blessing to someone's life, and you never know what it's like to not have family or not be able to cook or just not feel like it.
Volunteers worked together to give people in the community at least a meal to be thankful for this Thanksgiving. The House of David says they've also made about 70 to 80 to-go meals that they're going to bring out into the community for those that need them. In Milford, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
What a nice event. And if you missed out on it, don't worry, there's going to be one for Christmas as well. That will be on December 21st from noon to 2 p.m. The House of David confirmed today to Coast TV they're partnering with the Milford Advocacy for the Homeless to make it happen. It will also be their first time doing it for Christmas. After all this Thanksgiving talk, it brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish? Let's take a look at the updated results from earlier this evening, and it looks like turkey is still the winner, with 31% of people saying turkey is their favorite, but stuffing and mashed potatoes, they're making a comeback. We got more people saying that right now. Still not too many liking the cranberry sauce or the mac and cheese, but it's not too late to vote. We still want to know what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish, so you can go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app to vote. You can find those updated results online. President Biden spent his last Thanksgiving as president on Nantucket, a family tradition. The Biden family has been celebrating Thanksgiving on Nantucket for more than 40 years, and as part of the tradition, Mr. Biden visited a local fire station. While he was there, he called on President-elect Donald Trump to reconsider tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Earlier this week, Trump promised massive tariffs on goods from both of those countries.
I hope he rethinks it. I think it's a counterproductive thing to do. We have an unusual situation in America. We're surrounded by the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, and two allies, Mexico and Canada. And the last thing we need to do is begin to screw up those relationships.
And this was the president's first significant criticism of Trump since the election. And we're just getting started here at 11. Still ahead tonight, how to make sure your Thanksgiving leftovers are safe to eat over the next few days. But first, a Thanksgiving tradition on NBC, the National Dog Show. A local man who reached international acclaim in the sport. We have his story and his legacy in this week's Coastal Connections. That's next.
Well, it's going to be about 10 to 12 degrees cooler tomorrow in Cambridge and Crisfield than it was today. Partly cloudy skies, so dress warm if you're heading out to do any shopping. It's going to get even colder than this over the weekend. I'll break it all down in my full forecast. Coast TV News is back in just 60 seconds.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
It's not Thanksgiving on Coast TV without the National Dog Show. For over 20 years, NBC has aired the prestigious Pooch competition. And this year, there is a bittersweet moment. A local man who was a nationally renowned dog handler, Kaz Hosaka, no longer there, but certainly not forgotten.
The Best in Show winner at the 148th Annual Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the miniature poodle.
This was the moment Kaz Hosaka and Sage, the miniature poodle, won Best in Show in May 2024, a crowning achievement for the Rehoboth Beach man who spent decades in the dog show world, and sadly his last, after winning and announcing his retirement.
No word. I'm so happy, exciting.
Hosaka passed away just a month later. His presence wistfully absent at this year's National Dog Show.
You know, Kaz was pretty legendary in our world. He was immaculate, he was a great handler, a great groomer, a great person. And we miss all three of those things about him.
Hosaka's accomplishments remembered just as much as his compassion. Lina DuPont says Kaz mentored her daughter and her poodle, Chippy.
He was so kind and generous with advice and encouragement, and it meant a lot to her.
Greg Strong knew Hosaka for 40 years and calls his friend
a type of person that would help anybody, whether he knew him or not.
Kaz's love for Sage and the sport made clear to everyone around him.
He always had time to talk to people. We would always see Kaz running to the ring because he always had people back at his station that he was talking to. He was a celebrity.
His passion and professionalism lives on even now.
We think about him all the time. You walk through the poodle area and you can't do that without thinking of Kaz.
Gone but never forgotten at the National Dog Show.
He was just an exceptional individual, and they don't make him like that anymore.
For Coastal Connections, I'm Madeline Overturf.
The National Dog Show aired this afternoon, but if you missed it, that's okay. It's airing again at 4 p.m. on Sunday, right here on Coast TV. Coast TV News at 11 will be right back.
This morning's weather forecast courtesy of Baths by Spicer Brothers, a Delmarva tradition for over 20 years.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Ask about our Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion, a new bath or shower for just $69.95 plus 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
Call our office by December 15th and schedule your free in-home consultation to take advantage of the $69.95 Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
For many in our community, the holidays can bring about stress as they strive to create unforgettable moments.
That's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help.
Every penny you give helps families right here on Delmarva.
You can help local children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge. As our thank you, we'll list our business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on the screen or online at blessourchildren.org.
Together we can make the holidays this year a special one.
The holidays are a time for family and joyous celebrations. And at CoastTV, we want to see how you're celebrating with Delmarva's Holiday House. Share your holiday decorations outside and inside. Submit your pictures or video of your decor to coasttv.com/holidayhouse. We may share your family photos on Coast TV News. Let's brighten up Delmarva together. Delmarva's Holiday House, thanks to our friends at Beta Beach Builders.
At Coastal Comfort, we're more than just heating and air. We're family, dedicated to keeping you and your family comfortable all year.
Comfort you can count on.
We're Coastal Comfort. Call us today.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer.
Happy holidays.
Get the Coast TV News app, the latest and most up-to-date stories for your coastal community. Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful and lovely Thanksgiving. It was kind of a tale of two halves of a day. We had the rain, the mild temperatures to start, and then it turned breezy. We squeaked out a bit of sunshine there in the afternoon, and now skies are beginning to clear and temperatures are beginning to fall. Looking into Salisbury, 45 degrees. We are clear throughout much of the peninsula, and we await some cold air. You can see the lake effect snow kicking in. That is that cold air working over the warmer lakes, and there's the system that brought us the rain today. We saw generally about a quarter to a half an inch, and that cold air diving in from Canada, spilling in to the east and much of the upper Great Lakes region. Right now we are holding in the 40s. It's going to be a cold night. We're going to fall into the 30s. Winds still on the breezy side, still generally about 15 to 25, but those will subside through the overnight. 58 degrees was our high, but look when we hit that high. Typically when we see our morning low, the low we hit just earlier last night, 73 degrees was the record. Small craft advisories now in effect. We did have gale warnings, but those were downgraded to small craft advisories, and they run through early morning hours of Friday. Small craft advisory hang on through the early morning of Saturday. Well, take a look at some record highs. This was the record high of the highest temperature of Thanksgiving, 72 degrees, and the coldest high was 27. We are still in a drought, believe it or not. The extreme drought continues. We are going to continue to see dry conditions here over the next few days as we continue to try and eat away at this rainfall deficit that we've had. You look at the yearly deficit, we're running about over 8 inches from where we should be for this time of year. 33 overnight, some of us dipping below that freezing mark, especially away from the coast. Partly cloudy, a brisk afternoon tomorrow, right around that 50-degree mark for most of us. Winds will kick up again through the afternoon. Futurecast shows those winds kicking in and a few clouds rolling in. That is associated with a front that's going to usher in that reinforcing shot of cold air. And by Saturday, we're struggling to hit the 40-degree mark. As I mentioned, those winds picking up a bit through the afternoon tomorrow, and then especially by Saturday, it's going to feel like winter Saturday with those winds gusting as high as 30 miles an hour. So we're going to see plenty of sunshine through the weekend. A nice, it's going to feel like winter for all intents and purposes. Struggling to get to 40 on Saturday, and we're in the lower 40s by your Saturday. There is that pattern set up next week as we roll into the first week of December. It is going to be feeling like winter throughout much of the east. Bob Fulham of Frankfort Delaware, your winner of our Paul Davis umbrella. There you see a nice cold, dry weekend. 41 on Monday, and we stay in those low to mid 40s through the first part of the week, and then we bump it up to the upper 40s by Thursday, still well below average through the week.
All right, thank you, Chris. Well, I'm sure many of you have some Thanksgiving leftovers from dinner tonight that you're excited to eat tomorrow and the next day and the next day, but we want everyone to be safe because those leftovers, they can eventually go bad. Health experts are reminding people of some of the guidelines when it comes to handling and storing extra food. For example, if you're not using a warming tray, turkey leftovers should be put in the refrigerator or freezer within 2 hours. One USDA food safety expert says Thanksgiving leftovers are safe in the refrigerator for up to 4 days. If you freeze them, the leftovers should be eaten within 6 months, but they will need to be reheated to 165 degrees before eating. The 2-hour refrigeration rule applies to side dishes like dressing and green bean casserole as well. But maybe you're just throwing your leftovers in the garbage. Roughly 316 million pounds of food are expected to be thrown out this Thanksgiving. The nonprofit organization ReFed tells the Washington Post the amount of turkey, mashed potatoes, and other trimmings wasted on the holiday is worth more than $550 million worth of food. The group says that's enough to feed every food insecure person in the U.S. 5 times over. Food conservation experts say there are ways to fight food waste, including using smaller plates for family and friends. Several studies have shown that using smaller plates can also make sure people don't take food that they're not going to eat and then eventually throw it away. In all this talk about food, I want to just take one more look at our CoastTV poll. We're very interested to know what is your favorite Thanksgiving dish. So let's take a look at the updated results one more time. And it looks like turkey has gone down just 1% to 29%. I think that vote went to cranberry sauce because that cranberry sauce vote, it went up. So it's very interesting. I personally like cranberry sauce and mashed potatoes, but you can have mashed potatoes any time of the year. But tell us what you think. Go to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app and vote, and we'll show you some updated results there online. And as we're talking about Thanksgiving, let's take a live look into the Bay Bridge heading west. Looks like the traffic is moving pretty smooth there now. I'm not sure if we could say the same for Wednesday evening or Sunday, but more than 71 million people are expected to be on the road this week. That's according to AAA. And while many people are traveling on the road, millions of people also flying to their destinations this week. Airports have been packed across the country. TSA says it screened more than 2.7 million passengers on Wednesday. That's roughly 15,000 fewer travelers compared to the Wednesday before Thanksgiving last year. And once the holiday weekend is over, more than 3 million passengers are expected to make their journeys home. Coming up next, we're talking about how holiday shoppers are racking up more debt than ever and how you can avoid being part of that statistic.
Well, we're going to be about 10 to 12 degrees cooler tomorrow than where we were at today, so maybe squeeze in a round of golf tomorrow. It will be dry because it's going to get much colder through the weekend and through that extended forecast, and we'll take a look at that 10-day, which is going to be very cold, coming up.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station. These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. Sponsored by Tyndall's Casual Furniture and North Star Heating and Air Conditioning.
At Coast Country, we're more than just music. We're a part of Delmarva's heart. Every month, Coast Country Cares, together with Spicer Brothers, steps up to serve our community. We're here helping local organizations and supporting our neighbors all year round. Join us in making a difference. Stay tuned to learn where we'll be next or visit coastcountry.com to see how you can be a part of our mission. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers, because we're Delmarva proud.
No strangers here, just friends you haven't met yet. With comfortable outdoor seating and an authentic Irish bar, Irish Eyes in Milton is a local favorite by the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes in Lewis with ample free parking, a gorgeous waterfront patio, extensive menu favorites, and the best happy hour on the water. Book our Lewis room for all of life's celebrations. With a lovely panoramic view, in-house chef, and a professional team to make your next event one to remember. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
You already know Robinson's family of businesses as coin experts. They also specialize in natural and now lab diamonds. Robinson's has the largest selection and the largest jewelry showroom on Delmarva, with 8 jewelers on staff.
Did you know that lab diamonds are the same as natural diamonds, just lacking nitrogen from the earth? Lab-created diamonds have the same carat weight and grade and density as natural diamonds, but at only 1/3 of the cost.
With decades of serving our community, we're glad to be your trusted family business. Robinson's family of businesses, where Delmarva gets engaged.
Looking to tomorrow now, if there's one thing shoppers are adding to their carts this Black Friday, it might be more debt. Recent surveys show nearly half of all holiday shoppers have not paid off debt that they racked up on last year's holiday purchases. And one survey showed a third of holiday shoppers are at least $5,000 in debt. So if you want to keep your spending in check this year, there are a few things you can do. Experts say you should wait 24 hours to purchase after you add a gift to your cart. So that will give you some time to think about it. And since social media is shown to drive holiday spending, taking a break could help. Perhaps the most important tip is to set a budget before you do any shopping. This time of year, all of us here at Coast TV and our sister stations collect donations for our Bless Our Children campaign. That money goes to local nonprofits who hand select families in need so that every child can get a gift on Christmas morning. Here's some of the folks who make that happen.
And we want to thank businesses, groups, individuals, and so many more who have donated at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign and stepped up to join the Shell Brothers Challenge.
Here's a Shell Brothers honor roll in amounts given in increments of $1,000.
Atlantic Community Foundation, James Maloney.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club, Inc., Tony Tank Tribe number 149, Carolyn D. Lehman Johnson, Midway Par 3.
Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tinkle, Jeff and Ann Vitas. In loving memory of John Angelis, Kathy and Michael Newcomb.
Apgar Turf Farm, Inc., Suicide Bridge Restaurant in memory of Bill O'Hickman.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club, SPI Pharma Incorporated, Peninsula Imaging LLC, Johnny Janasic.
In loving memory of Sean Noel.
Classic Cakes,
David and Louise. Willard's Lions Club, Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Rose Wheaton, Horsey Poultry Farm LLC, American Legion Post 64, Tops Cut Off, American Legion Sinpuxent Post 166.
Jefferson, Orion, Doan, and Sterner, PA. Pepsi Bottling Ventures. Crowley Associates Realty, Inc., Murray's Residential Services.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton, Burris Logistics, Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving, Alan Corman and Son Incorporated.
Lewis Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646. J. Stacy Hart and Associates. Dwayne and Brandy Geis Absolute PDR.
ABC Refrigeration Incorporated in memory of Pop. Ramco Solutions. Miranda Hard and O'Leary Contracting LLC. Closet Works of Delmarva LLC.
Unfinished Business Thrift Shop. Idlewild Ruritan Club. Redmond Orphans Board. Painting in America Made Great Again Early Johnson Painting.
HVAC Services Unlimited Incorporated. Contractors for Case Foundation. Mike Singleton's Pest Control, Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware, Inc., in memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Sons and Daughters of Italy in Ocean City Lodge number 2474. Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper. Chris's Pool Service.
Lydia's Grab and Go Bistro, IES Residential, Inc., in memory of Joan Louise Ranger. Creative Concepts,
Collins Wharf Sod, K&T Utilities LLC, Eastern Shore Traffic LLC, Chesapeake Trenching Incorporated,
G.R. Campbell Construction, Cox's RV Repair, Zion Church of Salisbury Women of Faith, Wheels That Heal Car Club, American Legion Auxiliary Cinnapunxet Unit 166,
Preston Gromark FS, American Veterans Thrift Store, Cheer Incorporated Employees, Daisy's Well Drilling, CG's Beach Base,
American Legion Nanacoke Squadron 6, B&R Auto Parts, Inc.
Again, we appreciate all of you taking on the Shell Brothers Challenge as part of WBOC and Coast TV's Bless Our Children campaign.
And if you'd like to help, you can donate on our website at blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping WBOC, Coast TV, and DSN lend a hand.
And together, we can make the holidays this year a very special one.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
As the Christmas season rolls around, we welcome everyone to share their holiday decorations with us. We want to see how you're lighting up the neighborhood or your living room, and you can submit your pictures and videos right now at coasttv.com/holidayhouse. And don't miss Sunday night football. It's the San Francisco 49ers at Buffalo Bills this weekend. Coverage starts at 7, and stay tuned for your hyper-local news right after that.
Listen to 93.5 The Beach, Delmarva's rock station.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments until next year. We are professional grade GMC.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
For many in our community, the holidays can bring about stress as they strive to create unforgettable moments.
That's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help.
Every penny you give helps families right here on Delmarva.
You can help local children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge. As our thank you, we'll list our business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on the screen or online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
Calling all comic collectors, anime lovers, gamers, and pop culture fans, make your way to Ocean City Comic Con December 14th and 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center, featuring over 200 vendors, artists, and special guests. Plus, take a pic with your favorite comic book hero, take part in a costume contest, and so much more. Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4. Tickets start at $10 with discounts in costume or donating a non-perishable food item. For more info, go to oceancitycomiccon.com.
It's going to be a cold Thanksgiving night ahead. Clear skies, temperatures, some of us away from the coast will get to that freezing mark. Most of us generally in the 30s. Winds will be about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So if you're heading out early to catch some deals, it's going to be a cold start. Sunshine. We'll see a few clouds in the afternoon as a weak front passes through, and that's going to usher in some colder air through the weekend. You can get your forecast at any time by dialing our First Alert weather phone. Now, by Saturday, it is cold and breezy. Winds gusting 25 miles an hour, struggling to get to 40 degrees. We bump it up to 46 on Sunday, but that cold air locks in through most of next week. In fact, we're in for an extended stretch of below average temperatures and dry conditions throughout that 10-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Chris, and thanks to you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.